And we are live.
I don't know why I got the laughs again.
Yeah,
Um,
are we supposed to laugh in the intro?
no, we're
While
not.
we're talking.
Why
What?
am I laughing for real?
Why? He's still laughing now. It's crazy.
Anyways, hey everyone, it's Ultra Podcast Z. Hopefully, there's a few people watching. We're early. Sorry. Blame Tiffany.
Yeah, and me. I'm busy. I got meetings to do.
Look at her. She has a life. Go figure.
Oh yeah, it's for a con too. It's not even my work meeting.
It's not even- Oh, come
No,
on.
the
It's
work
other
meetings
weeks.
are never at this time. It's for fanime.
It's actually funny because I was thinking about that too. I'm like, man, what kind of job has a work meeting at like? But I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's because I remember back when I used to do a lot more things like overseas. Like I used to have to wake up. Like I would take a little nap in the afternoon, then I'd wake up around like 10 to like do some night meetings for when they were like, it was their
Oh
time.
yeah. I don't have
Um,
those kind of actual meetings. I have weeb meetings.
weeb meetings. But yeah, we're gonna. It's not quite episode 200, but it was episode 200 recently.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's close enough.
isn't that crazy that UPZ's been running for 200 and some odd episodes? It's more than that because we used to do the half episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it feels like it's been actually more.
Yeah, it's like
We've
I
been
think
doing
it's
this for a long time.
yeah, because we're about to watch episode 2. And do you know when episode 2 was from, Tiffany?
No, was that like 2017 or?
Yes,
Oh,
it's 6 years old almost.
wow. Guess that.
Yeah, it's from around August of 2017. I'm not sure the exact date.
Wow, I didn't. I thought I was just throwing out a bullshit number.
And the reason I know it's that date too is because it's an episode that's mainly about J-pop Summit.
Uh, a long time ago. J-pop
Rest
summit.
in peace, J-pop Summit.
When's the last J-pop summit that happened?
That was the last one,
Oh,
2017.
what was it?
Yeah,
2017? Oh my
yeah.
god. Wow.
And
Long time ago.
yeah, we're gonna the episode. It was the second episode of UPZ. The first episode features Heidi and Nyaru, and the second episode
We
is
don't talk
me,
about
you,
that.
and well, it doesn't matter because the next one I'm about to say. The next episode, which we're going to watch, is me, Tiffany, and Angie, and none of these episodes are on YouTube anymore. So, even though we're obviously going to talk over it and whatever, this is the only way you could technically ever watch episode 2 again.
Not even the first podcasts, right? Because unless that wasn't the first one, right?
No, A
UPZ
to J Talks is gone too.
Yeah.
Rip A to J Talks.
That one was even longer ago, I guess.
Yeah, that one started I think in 2015.
No, it didn't. Not 2015. It can't be that long ago.
I
I think
mean,
it's
it
like
kind of.
2016.
I guess it could have been
We
16
haven't. We
because
didn't meet in 2015. I think we met in 2016. So it had
actually
to be.
you are right. We didn't mean
Yeah.
20. I think we met in 2015 for the record, but it was like
Oh yeah.
brief,
But it
and it
wasn't
was
like enough that I was doing A to J stuff and we weren't
yeah.
like doing things. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Like the A to J golden period was like this little. For some reason, maybe because we were doing so much, it feels like it was a lot longer. But it was just like this little like 3 year little like
Yeah.
little thing.
We were doing a lot of stuff during that time. That's why it feels long because it was continuous and tiring.
It was fun.
It was fun
So
though. It was still tiring though. Did a lot of traveling too.
traveling's fun. I don't know, like I feel like that was the last burst of my youth. Uh
Okay.
like I think about it now and I'm like, oh, I went to things like every weekend. I could never do that again.
Yeah.
Like those
Like
days are behind me.
Wait,
every little con, every little concert, everything.
anyway,
Like all over the US.
I thought the last burst of your use was the death of your pet Tyrannosaurus.
God damn it, GD, I'm not that old. Okay, we're gonna watch the episode. I don't want to have any more asides, but I do want to say that I watched Jurassic World the other day, the new one, Dominion. What the fuck is up with that series? There's just dinosaurs in the world and there's clones. And I know it's sci-fi to begin with, but I'm like,
I mean, the
this
entire
doesn't feel like Jurassic.
series is premised on being able to clone dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They're the clone human. Anyway. Spoiler alert, by the way. Never
Yeah,
seen
you
Jurassic
just
World. They're the clone. That's like the whole
Wow.
point of the
I
sequels.
believe you just spoiled it.
Yeah, there's a human clone. Anyway, so we're gonna watch episode 2. Let's get this going. We can have.
There we go.
There it goes.
Okay.
On the second I turn on the mics, drop frames detected. So yeah.
Okay. Let me
Oh,
adjust the volume for this myself.
I just turned on mics. I haven't even turned the video on yet. But... Oh shit! I got the volume on my phone.
Oh God.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a lovely start, isn't it? Well, here we are,
Is it
episode.
started?
Yes, we're live.
Oh, that's
Here we are,
Angie's
episode
old
2 of the
room,
Ultra
too. That
Final
was- that was
Ultimate
when she
Miracle
still
Podcast Z17.
lived in NorCal, I think.
Did
Lovely
you
name.
think of that name?
Actually,
Yeah, he
God.
blatantly
I wanna,
ripped off
like,
the name
mute
from
myself.
different things.
no, I did.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I want to mute everyone because all of our mics are peaking for starters.
Why are we so like peaky?
Hey, why the video stop, JD?
I wanted you guys to keep talking.
Oh, because we fucked up.
I
There's,
think, if I'm not mistaken, Heidi. I think Heidi was when we actually
Lady
jokingly
Angie
said it, and then I kind of
Little
just added the
Tiffany
rest.
from MySpace.
But
It's not
yeah,
that long.
there's also another song.
What you say?
God, what's that group called?
Hold on, I want to check the volume
There's a
on
team
the stream before we go any further. to make sure-
Sachihoko.
Oh, so
Yeah, I
fine.
think they have a
Check this one
song.
already.
They have a song called
It does
Ultra
sound
something
weird
Ultimate
hearing my own voice
something
mix in, so
like
it sounds like
ball
we're echoing, we're
like
saying different
Powerball or something
things.
like that. They have a song called that. Like
Does.
I
Maybe put
think
the volume
theirs
on
came
the
out
video a
before
little lower,
Wasta,
JD.
so it's
Alright.
like
Maybe we
you
can raise it ourselves
can
on Discord.
compare where I stole the reference
anyway.
from.
forgot
I actually
that
did get
my
the
resting
order
face
wrong
used
for the
to
Wasta song,
look
and I
like
got
I'm
it right
unhappy all
for the
the time.
Shashihoko song, so you can look at that
I
as
was
you will.
so unhappy,
But that wasn't
I'm
an
not
accident. That
unhappy.
wasn't- That wasn't by
It's just
by
my
like total
RBF.
like intention. Anyway,
What's funny about
episode
that?
2.
I don't know
the
if you
best
ever.
part
I
about
don't know
the
if you
name
ever
is
knew
that no
this,
one's
but
gonna ever remember the
well,
name.
I'm sure you
No,
haven't
that's
seen
the
it
So
best
no one will
once.
know our
But
podcast.
like,
No, the best part of
Rose
that is
took
that's
your
stupid. But our
RBF
actual
face at
like the
one
short
point
name,
for
by
the
the way,
A to
if you don't
Talks
know, is
days,
Ultra
and
Podcast Z.
used you
Is
as
the shortened name.
Sorry, we're having technical
Um,
difficulty screen.
Looks
And-
like, we look like
I
Momo
didn't
Close
know
fans.
that.
Yeah, back
I know,
when,
it's
back
like-
when
Yeah.
the A to
It's the
Talks days,
Z, but the
Oh,
1-7.
man.
I don't know. Maybe next year when we do 1-8,
I like how
we'll
we're just
change all the
talking
other
about the
nonsense
name.
after Ultra into a bunch of other nonsense. I don't know.
It's because we had
Anyway,
changed
anyway.
the name, and I was like,
Um,
"What the heck is this cringe
so
name that you
episode 2,
gave it? It's
I am
so
Manuel,
long."
leader of AG
Yeah.
Connections.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Just
caught
go
that
around
earlier, but at the very
introducing
beginning, Angie's all like, "Did you come up with
Angie,
it?"
you can start
And
next,
I
since
just
have
realized
a
now
habit
that
of telling
she
you
was
to
probably
see when you
talking
don't
shit.
realize
I
it.
wasn't like surprised. Like, that's a
Yeah.
great name. It was more like,
Hi,
did you
I'm
come up
Angie,
with it?
correspondent
Yeah,
for
yeah.
AG Connections.
Because it is something bullshit I would do.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
Is it? Is the logo?
I just-
I don't know what the logo
you
looks
just
like
do
anymore
things.
because I don't have the reference right
Me,
now.
every
The
time
logo
I
now is
introduce
kind of
hi, I'm
like more
Tiffany.
anime and Gundam-y.
That's it.
This
At
logo was
least
done by a
for
friend of ours
these
named John
podcasts.
Woo.
Like the
Wait,
old days when we had...
Logo is
Where's
not cute
Justin?
for,
John
like,
Woo.
what-
Do this with?
Yeah, not
Damn.
John Woo.
Because Justin's always like, you know who I am, you know who we are.
Yeah.
It's like, what if
I'll
somebody
never
didn't
forget.
watch episodes 1 through
I don't know if you're
however
cringing at
many.
it
What
now.
if somebody literally
The-
jumped in on episode
the
2 or
guy
who did
7?
the logo.
I know that they don't know who we are.
He's just. I'm like,
But
hey,
no,
and
anyway.
I want it to be square.
Anyway,
Like it
we're live on
occupies a
Twitch.
square,
Um,
or a
we-
circle,
I
I guess.
wanna
But
be
like
live on
know,
Facebook one
clumped
day, but
together, not
Facebook-
long.
Like at first,
And
I
it
thought
has
was
to have
me.
all this
I
in
thought
it,
was my
all those
connection,
words.
But apparently,
I think I
something's
did
wrong
have the
with
idea with the
Facebook
Z in the
plugin, and
background.
that actually, I forgot
And
about this until I talked
so
to
he did it all
Justin.
himself. But I didn't
It has been
ask
wrong for
for
a while,
the
so
katakana
Hopefully you're watching this
under Ultra Final.
live on Twitch. If
And
you're
I
not, you're
remember
watching it on YouTube
when I showed it
somewhere.
to you, you were all
somewhere in the
like,
Great Vast
"Yeah, that
Beyond.
says
But this
podcast, but you wouldn't
episode
write
is
it
gonna
that
be
way or something
dedicated
like that."
almost
I
solely
don't know if people should
to
podcast.
J-Pop Summit
Like, I remember
2017.
you were saying that was a little.
Tiffany, what's J-Pop Summit? Oh, what's J-Pop Summit for people who don't know?
It's,
Who might not know,
It's like
I mean
when
to say.
people write those random things
Uh-oh.
on like shirts and
Sorry, I'm
stuff.
lagging really badly.
Oh, that was
I
you.
think it's Skype.
Oh, I'm lagging.
Yeah,
out,
like
hang on.
Skype is like killing my computer right now.
it's actually killing
Yeah,
mine
that's-
too. We should look
what
into
are you
fucking
doing?
using
Huh?
Damn it, I
What
cursed.
were you doing? That was
We
like,
should look into
like,
using
your camera just glitched
Hangouts
out
or
there.
something.
You're
Discord?
lagging.
Discord. Does
I don't
Discord
know.
allow
Maybe
video?
I
I
was
don't know.
like,
I mean, I don't
Playing
know.
fucking
They
World of
will
Warcraft.
soon. I don't know
oh
if it's
yeah,
out.
totally.
But
That's what I was
yeah,
doing.
the problem with Hangouts, doesn't get too technical
Fun
here, is
fact,
that it doesn't cut out
I was
the way
talking
we need
about
it.
this to JD
Skype
when I
cuts
gave
out
him
the
the
way
video to this
I
a
like
while
to
ago. I
use
don't know if I
it,
told
unless
you
there's a way
already.
to separate the windows
I have
and
that
Hangouts
exact
that I
color
don't know of.
cartoon
But anyway,
behind
Tiffany,
you now.
what's J-Pop Summit
Really?
for those who don't know?
It sucked.
Okay, did you get it from
Place,
Michael's?
And it has
No,
stuff
I
going
got
on,
it from
and
IKEA.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
You've been going. I'm
we're-
sure you've been
it
going more
sucks, it
consistently
does
than I
suck,
have.
though.
Probably
Okay,
far
I guess
longer.
it sucks
Well, I
both
think
ways.
I don't know if you
It's-
went
it's
like the first year I went was the year Dance
the
Parade was there,
thing
which
comes off
fun
of the
fact I thought
rails,
that was
Yeah.
the first
like
year
when you pull it,
until
it just, like,
No.
falls off of
yo
the
I didn't know
rail.
this. I thought that. Why
Exactly.
don't you ever correct me?
Wait,
I'll
Dance
always-
Parade?
Adjust
The year at
it,
Dance Parade?
Yeah, that was
and if
2011.
it's too
I
heavy, if
believe,
you
if
put
I'm
too
not
many
mistaken.
things
I might
in
be.
it,
That was
it
the year
always gets
Tiffany
fucked
won
up.
the
So
dance
it's annoying.
competition.
I
She
literally have to
danced
sandwich
right.
it between two
That's
other
funny because that was the first year I
dressery
went,
things.
and I remember
so
I
that
remember
it's like it has wheels,
God,
but
I
it does
actually don't
not
remember
move.
that well
Like,
about
don't
seeing
touch
Dance
it.
Parade. It was
Like,
someone's
don't touch it
birthday.
at all. Don't even pull the drawers out. It's like
And
the
I remember
stuff's
seeing
in there. It's
Tiffany
gonna be in there
win,
forever.
win,
Yeah, it's just
and I'm
storage,
sure the
but,
pictures
like,
are
not
long since
storage
deleted
that
or
you
lost on the
actually
old
use.
computer. But
So
somewhere I
I
have
threw
pictures
that
of
away.
you
It
actually
had all this
winning,
stuff in
or
it,
something.
But, like,
I had no idea who the
there
hell
was,
you
like,
were
one
back then,
time
but
where I
yeah.
was like,
Too bad you
I
don't
don't
have
want
one.
this anymore. Same
But
for the desk
but no,
on
I thought
mine.
that was the first
I also
year.
threw that away.
And
That
what's
was
funny is
I
like, why'd
threw
you
that
ever correct me? Because
away
I used to always say
probably
that
like
was the first year.
2020
It
or
literally was
something.
not
So
until
if I was
we
sitting
were at
in
J-Pop
that
Summit
room
this
right
past
now,
weekend,
it'd be like super
and they were
empty. Well,
talking
I
about because
wouldn't
next year's the
have a
10th
computer there
anniversary,
either anymore.
and they were asking like,
So
Not.
oh,
it would just
huh?
be like nothing in
not?
the background, just
How's
like
it
The
not?
first year was
the frame of the
2009.
bunk bed.
But they said next year was 10.
But I don't
Anyway,
live there currently,
whether that's
so
correct or
Because
not, huh?
I'm
wait,
not
9,
there.
10, 11, 12, 13,
I turned it down
14.
more
Something
since
there.
Wes was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I just
18,
went
I
back
guess
and
that's
listened
how
to
they're
it. I
doing
don't
it.
think you turned it down as
Oh,
much as
well,
I was
that
gonna
You
kinda
know
say.
works.
how some
Sorry, I
people,
wasn't seeing Tiffany. I
they
was
do,
just trying to
like,
hear the volume too of
you
you
don't
talking.
really count your first year as your
Sorry,
first year
listen to the other
anniversary,
things.
right?
Yeah, that's why I was.
Not like as little as
Well, I
you
guess
can,
it's
but
the
like
10th
I said, I don't think the volume is
consecutive
to
J-pop
what.
summit.
It's more that
That's
we
the way
can
they should
hear it. I
frame
don't
it
think we
better.
need them to hear it as
But
much. I know that
but no,
sounds
there was,
stupid.
he was counting. Well, the host was counting down like, oh, who's been here for like 5, 6, 7, 8, like.
I like how it's a little
years?
too
And I'm
quiet
like,
now, but it's fine.
what? Or no,
I can still
sorry,
hear it.
not the years. Like
I'll just
who's
I've
like
turned it all
first,
the way to
second,
200.
third, fourth, fifth, sixth, ninth
Exactly.
J-pop summit is this? And when he said ninth, I was like, what? And I was doing the math in my head. I'm like, I always.
It's funny
thought that
because,
was the
like,
first one. That was the first
I
one
remember
heard of
I
it.
used to wear
And
this thing. Well,
wasn't
I don't
much
know why I'm
for-
still
it was
wearing. You
a
can't see me
tiny
anymore.
event back
But I was
then,
wearing the
that was
mask
the first
thing
year.
even at AJ Talks. Like, it wasn't the very first
And
episode.
I don't remember what year they had.
But like
Love
for
and Lore,
most of
but
the
that was
early
next year I went,
UPZs,
and I pretty much went
I
consecutively
never
since
put
then.
it up.
I wanna say that was
I would just wear it
2013.
around my neck like
Um,
weird.
Yeah, and that's when I've gone consecutively since. I don't know what the hell happened in 2012. I don't know if they had a guest. Did they have a guest, Tiffany? I don't know.
What are we talking about?
J-Pop Summit 2012 and
Well, they had, like,
2013.
maybe Kylie,
Because
I know,
2013 was the year Love and
Young
Door was there.
Revolver
That's what I'm
or
trying to
something, I
say.
don't know. Is Tiffany there? No, Tiffany is not there. There she goes.
I keep
Oh my
forgetting.
god.
I
You-
am here, but I can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you're not moving in the thing, and then your camera glitched.
I think my internet was really
Angie,
bad at the
How
time.
long have you been going to J-Pop Summit?
I think I've only been. I went when Reina went. Lavender. I went 2013. I think I went the year before that, and then I went this.
Oh,
year.
pause. Listen to Angie for some
I'm
reason.
very
Sorry, did you say pause or?
No.
very
No, unpause. I'm saying, like, we all got silent on the stream to
I
listen
remember
to
the year
Angie
after
talk.
Yeah,
It's
Love
like,
and Door
we
went.
did. We don't want to listen to
Was that
ourselves,
the year
but I want to
Tokyo
listen
Girl
to someone
Style was
else.
there? Yeah, it was. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh Yeah. wait, I went the year Tokyo Girl Style was there.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was-
because we
oh,
Actually,
Tokyo Girl
really
Style.
have
That was
to
20.
change.
Yeah. I remember
I know,
because
this
that's
is
the
just-
year
this is
Marjorie
still
won,
Angie
and she
now.
had to take pictures of Tokyo Girl Style. I remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's Tokyo Girl Style. There was
forgot. We were
Tomi
talking about the
Kano,
fact
and I
that
forget
you
who else was
won
there that year.
in the old J-Pop
And then
Summit. What year was that? 2012?
Jam Project
2012.
and Little Glee Monster.
Yeah,
and
Tiffany's a famous
a ton
dancer for
of
those who
other
don't know.
people. And I'm trying to watch my.
The
That
year
was
that
when
I only
Densero was
went, I
there.
went for.
But that
Sunday,
year
and the only thing I
was
did was
actually
get
no, that
paid
was
in that.
20.
No, I actually remember. I remember this because
that-
No,
14?
2011. That was 2011.
2011.
Would take my free
Yeah,
VIP badge that I was
2012
trying to
was
give
the year
away.
after.
And like at first I was trying to sell it. And
I
nobody was.
didn't know you,
I tried to give it to you. That's the fun. I didn't. It's funny. I forgot.
but I
about-
didn't know you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
What did I try to
wouldn't
give to
give
you?
it to anyone. I forgot
I
how
don't
saw
know.
you post about it or
Oh,
something. Maybe it was
the
you,
badge when I had an extra one.
I forget
I think.
exactly how
You
I
trying to
knew, but,
give
like,
it to me?
I remember like, hey, do you want it? Because I'm trying to like get rid of this. And you didn't.
Yeah,
take it,
'cause
and I
one
was like,
year
nobody took it. Nobody took it. I
They gave
literally
me a
could not
press
give
badge
VIP
like when I got
year.
there. Like I kind of just. By the way,
I
I
thank
didn't
you,
let
Eric
it go.
Jensen,
I
if
was
you're
like, I'm
out
not
there.
gonna go, and the only
He's
reason
been a
why I
press
went
friend of
was
ours
Claire's like,
for
I wanna
years,
go,
and he's
I'm
been like moved from
okay,
company
I'll
to
go
company.
because I want to see Claire,
there, and I
But he was doing the
No, it's
he
funny
was
'cause I
doing press for
I had
J-Pop
that
Summit,
was
and
the
that's how we
first
got all
year I
those
got
interviews
press
that one
there.
year.
and it was super last minute.
But the year he gave me press, I remember like he gave it to me.
Emailed them like, hey, I know that
like,
application's been closed, but hey, can I get press?
See, I don't know if you hear what I'm saying, but I
he was
emailed him
forward,
like
he's sure,
right when I was on my way to San Francisco,
I had that VIP badge
and he
used.
gave me
That
press
was a
like when I
really
got
fun
there.
year. I remember that was the year.
And that was the year that they had
I
sold
crashed
out,
into
so I was trying to give it away to
and then I,
someone,
like,
and nobody would
literally
take it
crashed
from
into
me.
her, almost knocked her over. That's my
Was that the
Air
year?
Alley story, if you will.
And
Well,
then
that-
and then you did it this year too.
Press
Well, no,
badges
bumped
didn't
into me.
matter as
But, like,
much.
that
I
was,
mean,
like,
it did,
she
but
was
like
walking
it
to
wasn't
sign
like you couldn't
the-
get into the
I meant to sign
festival.
the card
Yeah,
that
but
they
I
had.
remember like
And she, like, turned her. She wasn't
I think
looking.
like
She
I
was
said like we
walking,
were
not
like we were
looking,
saying
and I
there.
was like, do
I had
stop?
met
know,
you
like,
already,
happens,
but
you'll
this
stop,
is like
she'll
this is
stop.
still
Oh, gosh, she's
before
not looking. And she turned around.
we
both
had
looked at
never
each
really
other.
talked, and this is
And that was
before us
super
going to
awkward 'cause
Mexico
that
with
was, like,
Cute and
minutes
everything like
after
that.
our interview.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been more than
Um,
5 minutes after.
So I think I did message you, and I think
Anyway,
and I think you even
Disrespecting
said it there.
Fox
Like you were
on
kind of like, "Who the fuck's this guy?"
Um,
Like trying to give you.
Fox
You probably thought I was some
go
weird
back
killer or
to
something like
the
that. He's gonna be like,
Last
"Yeah, meet me at
Parasite
midnight," you know.
He
I
is.
don't remember
Run.
that anymore. This is a long
I'm only
time
here
ago.
because I'm trapped.
last year.
Wednesday Campanella.
Wednesday Campanella.
Yeah.
Oh, Garnadelia. I'm trying to remember who closed that first
Wednesday
night. That's what I'm trying to
Campanella
remember.
is very relevant
Um,
now.
And a lot of
It's
Garnadelia
funny,
was-
but it's not the same
and a bunch
girl.
of other
Yeah,
guests.
I was say
This
like
year- this
that
year, the
girl
lineup-
left, didn't she?
Yeah,
Was
it's different.
BAND-MAID,
Well,
who was
now
like the main
that
guest on
girl
the second night. I think they're
has
supposed to be the
a
main guest
kid.
overall.
Oh.
Yeah.
There was also Iwasa Masaki, Wasamin from ex AKB48. And,
Oh my god. I have this
first
thing
night-
about
first
saying
night
idols'
was-
nicknames, like you know when I'm talking about them these
Um,
days. And I can't think I was just throwing it out
Baby
back then. I was the
Rays,
fucking weeb.
we already said her main.
You're trying
And,
to prove that you're not a
Gay.
casual.
Angie's doing her baby Ray representation.
Oh my
Zuma
God.
Donkey
No.
and Maine.
And then Maine. Wait, was there more? No, that's
No,
it.
Zuma Donkey. Okay, let's
And what,
before we jump into all
Stain?
the musical guest nonsense.
We're talking about Maine, but who was that
Zuma
first
Donkey.
band we keep saying?
I
Something
have no
Donkey?
idea
Who the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know. You want me?
No, we're saying.
I tried.
You want me to mute you and turn it up?
No, it's fine. I just don't know what the fuck we're
And, like,
saying.
I'll never understand Kendama.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like
Oh, we're talking about
it's not
what's
even
is
like
Kendama
yo-yo
the thing with the ball and the
Kendama.
stick?
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
a ball and a
The
spike.
ball and
I
the
don't get it.
stick.
It's like, and there's very little
It's
things.
like a ball and a spike.
Yes.
There's very little things
Yeah,
you
there
can
it
do
goes.
with it. That like most of it is just
Me
like,
from 6
oh,
years
look at
ago
all these things
explained it.
I can do while the ball is in the air. It's like I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like
I mean,
I
it's,
suck at
it's like
kendama.
yo-yoing. You
no,
know?
but
like,
yo-yoing, you could do things with the yo-yo. It's like you can like manipulate it, do stuff with the string, and like it looks more. The yo-yo itself can do things, but kendama.
Are you shitting on
honestly, I'm
kendama?
not even joking.
Yes.
Somebody else can explain
I'm
that
like,
to
why
me,
am I doing this?
I don't know if anyone's been watching live, 'cause I don't
What
have
do
it
you have
on my,
against
on my
kendama, huh?
Manuel prefers the hoop and stick from his late Middle Ages.
YouTube can explain it.
Apparently, I just
We're
have a
on
problem
here,
with
but
anything.
from what I've ever seen,
Yeah, it's
literally
just, you
let
want
me
to
throw the
complain,
ball up,
so
and while the ball is
Yeah.
going in the air, I'm gonna do a flip, and then I'm gonna catch it when I land. And like, I don't understand. It's like two completely different things happening. To me.
making
I
kendama
don't
such a
know if you guys have
complicated.
I mean-
You suck ass.
you probably can't even do a
True.
kendama move, so.
Well, I'm not saying.
Yeah.
This isn't about me versus theirs.
Tiffany called me out even back then, like, yeah, you can't even do shit. Why are you talking shit? Yeah, I don't know why I'm talking this much shit.
It's like you just get
I
a
mean,
really...
it's the same. It's literally like yo-yoing, where it's like, so what? What you can do something with the string? Then
No,
who cares?
I've
Like,
never.
The
gotta
outside
put it on
me might have
fire.
changed.
Honestly,
Yeah,
this is
like,
kind of me being racist because I do like yo-yoing.
yo-yo,
It's like,
yeah,
oh,
maybe people can't do it too.
Asian yo-yoing?
Like, when
No,
you see
fuck
somebody
that.
with a
No.
Oh my
when you see
god,
someone
it's
with a
not even
yo-yo,
the
you don't see them do a
same.
flip.
Well, for the
Or,
record,
like,
you said
or do a
yo-yo. You
dance
brought up
move.
yo-yo against
They
comparison.
just yo-yo.
I
They
was
just...
How many people do you see with yo-yos?
You're the one who
I
brought up
know.
yo-yo,
Okay,
didn't you?
Fun
Did you say
fact.
yo-yo?
I'm
Fun
very
fact. When I
interested in
was
the fact that you think that yo-yos are.
I knew I was
cooler
gonna start talking
than,
about how I like used to like
kendama.
yo-yoing when I was a
That's
kid.
more,
I'm like,
insane.
I'm like modern manual would tell this whole yo-yo history.
Junior high, early high school. Actually, no,
Here we
it was
are.
junior high.
Here we
It
are.
was just
Yeah,
junior
Manuel,
high.
we all know you're there.
Say hi back.
My friend,
You were there at the invention of the yo-yo.
I don't know where we
You
were.
actually gave it its name when you were just trying to be hip with the inventor.
90s, like early 2000s nonsense.
Fun fact: apparently, the yo-yo,
With the
the
kids or
yo-yo
whatever,
name
like,
is
they were upset.
copywritten,
So we got
copyright
super
written. Yeah,
upset
written.
Oh,
Sorry,
really?
word.
like, you know,
Yeah,
competitive
and you can't
quality yo-yos and like
like you
we
can't
got
just
really
call
good
something
with
a
yo-yos.
yo-yo.
Yeah, I am a bit biased with
Oh,
yo-yos. So I
interesting.
will.
I actually don't know
will
what
press
which
this
to
off.
call
Yeah,
it
they
when it's
tried
not
that at
branded.
schools. I actually remember that. They
You
brought in some
have-
people and they were like, "Wow, look at
What-
these
yeah, what
people
would
and
they
their cool
call it?
yo-yo
If
skills.
it's not
Don't you
yo-yo?
wanna
Yeah, like
do yo-yo
stick,
stuff?"
So
stick,
yeah, like
stick.
I used to
There's no
know, like, you know,
stick.
I used to
Keep
buy
saying
special
stick,
Why do you
string. I used to have the right
stick?
yo-yos that were
String-
weighted
string
a certain
ball.
way for
String.
different tricks, and I
Ball
used
with
to do a lot
string.
of tricks as my friends would too. And yeah, like
Yeah,
I
see,
think my
Angie
favorite
understands like
competition
about like the when you were a kid, and they would have like the yo-yoers come to school or whatever and show off.
What?
No one cares.
Oh, I actually stopped to
Anyway,
hear you say no one
but
cares
No one
6 years
like
later
goes
too.
into your yo-yo history, okay?
Okay.
See, look,
So I have
JD,
mine.
that's
The
you,
point is,
but back then.
I understand the.
Did you hear her just say to say no one wants to hear about the
Yeah.
visual appeal for some.
Also, Manuel,
Yeah.
I looked it up. It does not look like the term yo-yo is copyright.
Kendama has to do with it.
Oh.
That's the part I'm trying to
Are
get
you
Oh.
sure?
Right,
I will
just
double
making shit
check, but
up.
I don't know.
Well, the
Anyway.
whole
No,
point
because
is
okay, the only
all
reason I
that
know
is
this
landing
or
it
I've heard
on
about
there.
this is there's a game
Like,
called Star
it's hard
Tropics
enough
for the
one
NES,
person to do
and
so.
they had to change the
mean,
weapon
like I
in
said,
the game because
same
it's
as yo-yo.
yo-yo.
Some
They had to
people
change
don't
it to
get
the
it, some
Morning
people
Star
get
when
it,
they
some
released it
people don't. So
on the Wii Virtual Console.
it's the same for like anything that's not like a major sport,
Did it used to be
but it's like a
copyrighted?
Yeah,
small
and maybe it's not anymore because that was like
thing with an
15 years
object, you
ago.
know? Like some people
Uh,
think it's amazing.
yeah, it seems yo-yo has
It's amazing
lost
that
its
people
trademark
do
status
it,
due to
but I'm not gonna go out of
genericide.
my way to go watch them.
Finally,
Like,
Yeah.
but
because
a
I'm
lot
like,
of
what?
people
Like
do
we were just
like
talking. That's the whole
that.
thing we just said.
A
Like, what
lot
would you
of white
call it if
people
not a
like
yo-yo?
kendamas for some
Oh.
reason. So
I don't know
that's
what
why they
people
put
were
it in
calling
there.
And it was on.
Was there
both
kendama
days,
at
so they had
J-Pop
a
Summit? Why
booth
the fuck are we
dedicated to
talking
it,
about
so
this?
Yeah,
so
there
much?
was a
Anyway,
kendama
we'll move on
booth.
from Kendama. That
Kendama got
leads to the
big
J-pop
for
stuff.
like
We'll move
a year or
up, I
two
guess, so to speak.
around that time, I think.
Briefly,
They
there
should
was,
have had a
we
fushigi
can't
booth
remember her
instead.
name.
Oh my god, I miss Fushigi.
What was her name?
Fushigi.
That
Yu-Yu.
mother- Yu-Yu. The only reason I remember her name being Yu-Yu, and I was gonna say that
It's not
too, is
yo-yo, but it's you.
no, because Yu-Yu is a nickname for
Who is
Yukiko Iwai,
you?
who was one like probably the most
I
famous
don't know.
soloist from
Here's
Punch
Manuel
Drunk
going
Love.
on about more idol nicknames. Stop it,
Was
Manuel.
like a huge '80s idol in her
He's
own
trying to
right.
flex so
So I just thought
hard.
that was funny. Her name's Yu-Yu.
Who would come
And her
nowadays for
mother
J-Pop
apparently does.
Summit?
They do. Well, the mother does.
There's
some songs
somebody.
from
There's
Ghibli
somebody in
songs,
the Fanime
and
group
I
who
caught
keeps
the
trying to
end
make
of
it
their
happen.
performance,
Another
and they
J-Pop
were
Summit.
really
They
good.
don't
I
think
wish
they
I
have
would've
money
bothered
for
looking
that.
at watching
Yeah,
it.
apparently
And
apparently
really
new people
good.
or the
Yeah,
people
for
who run
sure.
new people or
Go ahead.
whatever.
Yeah.
The younger
I know new
one,
people
the
still
daughter,
around. Apparently, it
Yuyu,
still
she
is.
had like a
Yeah.
solo song
Oh,
she
yeah.
did.
That was
Yeah.
the best
But
song.
Yeah,
It
me and Tiffany
was.
were standing
so I
there
put this down because we were all peeking like crazy.
wow, this song
But
is really good.
but
I
the
like that
fucking
song more than all the Ghibli
there's
songs
somebody
that
who
come.
like
I've
did a
Yeah.
survey.
listened
They
to too
even
many
did it like
Ghibli
recently at
songs
Cherry
in
Blossom
my
Summit like this
lifetime
past
that I don't
weekend.
care as
Uh-huh.
much
Not a
as the
survey,
Ghibli songs. I'm like,
petition.
that's nice.
Yeah.
But like
And
that
they're all
song
like,
when
"Oh
she brought
yeah,"
it
and I
out,
talked
I'm
to the
like,
people at New
holy
People. They don't
shit,
have
I
the
wish
money
you
for
didn't
it, but
have
She
like
was
that
maybe we can
12
raise
and
it or
she was
something.
playing
And I'm like,
guitar, and I'm just like,
You
wow,
know how
she's
much
better.
money it
And
costs?
I'm
for
gonna go
this?
search for that
Exactly.
song. I'm
No,
thinking about
exactly.
it
and I'm
now.
like,
It was
how?
awesome.
It's
Yeah, just
gone.
find
Just
it
give it
and
up.
then
Like
text
honestly, at this
me. I
point,
forgot what it's
they might
called.
as well just start a new event if anyone's
I
going
know in
to.
the file
Yeah.
somewhere.
Then
Maybe
reviving
she says
J-Pop
like
Summit.
the lyrics or
I
something.
mean, that was a good
I feel
couple of
bad
years,
because,
but
like-
damn, I was wondering how they were
Yeah,
bringing in all that money because it was a free event
made
for
it
a
a point to
while,
not
and then it became a
bother
paid event
covering
that
them
no
at
one wanted to
all.
go to anymore
Like,
because they were like, I don't want to.
I told Tommy,
And it was also out of the way, so no one to go.
So he just left.
Yeah, it was out of the way. It was
I
paid, and it
barely
was,
walked
and
in 'cause I was
like I
was
said, there was
killing
that one
time
year where I
outside,
think it
and I walked
or
into the end of
something
it,
sold out. The ticket, I think
didn't
you
even
know what? It was a
consider them
VIP
possibly for
ticket. That's the whole
interviewing.
reason I was trying to
So
sell it because I
ironic,
had a
all of
VIP
that.
ticket, and those sold out.
Honestly, to
And
be kind of
I felt
tangent
awkward
to
getting
the
my
next event
VIP
right now,
stuff when I was pressed because I didn't want to go in there, you know, and get a picture with fucking Jam Project or whoever,
Yeah.
you know, and then like also be in the front row taking pictures. I used to be so hardcore about stuff like that. Remember?
Yeah.
By the
About,
way,
like,
we can
look-
have
Oh my god! I don't think we bring
I
it
know,
up
I
in this
see it.
podcast, even though we talk about it in a bit. You
You
remember how mad I was that you two had a cosplay on the day of when we had like 4 of the interviews?
Yeah. We already had planned that, and all of a sudden you were like, "Yeah, we're doing interviews at J-Pop Summit," and I told you I didn't want to do any interviews because I was gonna cosplay. And you're like, "But we don't have anyone else," and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go and cosplay then." And then we did it anyways in cos.
Because-
Excuses, we're Americans, so we don't give a shit.
It was funny because this was months, or this probably wasn't even months. It's like weeks after. Remember when I brought, and I also brought you to the interview without you really knowing you were gonna do it. Remember I brought you to that interview at Anime Expo?
Oh my god, that one too. I was like, I'm not doing it because I'm here for enjoyment. And you were like, but we need someone. And I was like, "Ugh, okay, fine, I'll do it. But I have to be in cosplay because I have a plan. And you were like, okay. It was so awkward.
Okay.
Was it? It was like a
made about
guy.
3 ex-members of Link.
Hold on, we're gonna come back to this in a second. But I want to
I did
mention
not
this
see
this
them
thing.
before.
It
Did you
was
see them
you,
before, Angie?
the
Or Tiffany?
bassist
I
for a
never
band
knew.
called Matenra Opera.
They did it like on the other
And
stage.
Yeah, but I
he
didn't
was so upset that Tiffany showed up in vanilla cosplay, as in like from what's that game called? The Neko Para?
Nekopara?
Yeah. Was so upset. Like we were doing the interview and he just stopped. He was looking at the card the whole time. He was flipping over our business cards. And by the time I got to like the third question, he just didn't answer. And he's all like, "Who are these people again?" To Rubov. And like
Wasn't there like another person there
he
too?
was, because he wasn't there as the basis from a tenor opera. He was
Yeah.
there as a model for this brand. And the designer for the brand took a picture with you. He loved the cosplay.
Yeah,
He
he
thought
actually was really chill. He was like super chill about it. He was like very friendly and like was really like he actually liked that I was in cosplay for some reason.
But the other guy, the model, he was there as the model, but he was the bassist from a tenor opera.
Yeah.
He was fucking pissed.
Yeah, he was like I couldn't tell if he was just generally a not friendly guy or if he's just like that always. Even if I came in professional attire, I feel like he would have been just a pissy guy. Like he just didn't look like someone that was like super like, yeah, I want to talk to you, I'm friendly. The other guy was like that, and he was more like, I'm just here to
He
get
didn't
interviewed.
smile at all.
No. He had
I like-
sunglasses on the whole time, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, we're in a room.
And even before we started, he was one of those people who wouldn't let us film. And he didn't even let us film when I'm like, oh, well, even if we're not going to show it, we like to film for backup. He wouldn't
Yeah.
allow that.
Yeah, it was just like an internal thing for like just in case our sound didn't work or something.
Which has happened to us many times. It happened to JD.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why having that backup, like the camera footage, is good. Even if you don't use the actual footage, just like the sound being there.
Oh man, that was.
Sometimes you hear, like, you listen to the voices and you can't tell what they're saying. So then, if you watch the footage, you see what they're mouthing, and it's easy. It's like, you know, having that backup is nice, but some people are like, "No, you're gonna use it." So, okay.
But yeah, I was really mad because like Danny says there, you guys did a Wake Up Girls cosplay, and I was so upset because like it had wigs, and I think that was the big issue. That's what Bob said later on. That the big issue was you guys had wigs, or you had a wig. And I was like, can you take that off for the interview? And obviously you can't just take a wig off, and put it back on.
Take it off, but it'll look worse.
Yeah.
It just look like my hair is disheveled.
So like we're gonna see the pictures in a minute because right now it's that picture with you with Link, and that was the day you didn't cosplay, obviously. But like the compromise was you and Angie, even though Angie wasn't in any of the pictures. But you and
Angie was in some of the pictures. She wanted to be in it. I think. Yeah.
So I think there was one with Tokyo Gay that she was in, but the compromise was you guys would take off the jackets. I can remember it was like a green jacket. It was a green cosplay. I don't know. I can't tell colors. It was probably orange.
This was actually like we had to take off those jackets. I think we took it off because it was so fucking hot in that room.
Oh, it was because like there were flies. Remember the flies?
Yeah, there was like no air conditioning. It was summertime. It was super bright and sunny for some reason, even though it's SF and everything else is not bright and sunny. But that room got like all the sunlight. We were baking alive in that room, and it was so tiny. And we were wearing our cosplays, so everything was so hot. So we took off those jackets, I think, because it was hot, not because we had to. Yeah.
And it's funny because I think that you were wearing that Wug cosplay because it was technically a thing that Maine was in.
Yeah. We were doing it for I guess for that. I don't know what else we were doing that for. Maybe it was just like we wanted to or something. We were gonna film something that day, and that wasn't the plan.
Did you ever release that? 'Cause I swear I've never seen a video from that.
Yeah, it's there. I have it somewhere. It's on YouTube.
I'll look
it's
it
not
up
on like my personal channel. It's on like
that could be why I never saw. Yeah, that could be why I never saw it. Maybe we're just not sub to them. But I do remember that you took a picture with Maine, and I don't think Maine noticed that you were like, because you weren't wearing the jacket, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe she doesn't even know. Maybe she never actually knows who Wake Up Girls are. She just sung.
Yeah, well, I guess they had a song together, but it didn't have to do with the actual anime. It was just like, it was like a opening for the Isekai restaurant anime. So maybe they just never noticed because of that.
Oh, I know that song. Tachia got it, and we were joking that Wug would show up with Main somehow. What were you saying, JD?
I would say, do you two want me to keep rolling?
Yeah, I actually didn't
yeah.
mean for you to actually pause it. I just meant that we'll get back to this. I didn't mean that. You can skip ahead a little. 'Cause who cares about Link? Nobody cared about Link then. Nobody cared. I'm just kidding. Well, check out our Link interview from like 6 years ago if you're interested.
Put it in the comments when it's up on YouTube, Manuel.
So a lot of our questions were skewed towards like, oh, why are you here? Basically, if you're not in Link.
Even me back then. I don't know if you heard what I just said. I was like, a lot of our comments and a lot of our questions were like, why are you here? Because you're not members of. Because they were graduated. Remember?
So, I noticed that actually. I'm like, hey, you didn't.
These
ask,
girls, they were
so-and-so
graduated
question about
Link
that. I'm like,
members,
fuck.
but they were
Like,
appearing
like,
as Link.
But
Yeah. That was
but
very
yeah.
strange.
because and they're like, oh, because we're the member. Like, why?
Yeah, I'm
why-
like, you guys graduated, and like, I think one
America
they didn't
members
graduate
or
together
whatever.
either. Like one of them had been gone for like a
They
year
try to hide the fact that they're not
at
really
that at that
members,
point,
which I thought was kind of
and
interesting.
I think Link is like a
Link, they
7 or
were
10 member
nice.
group or something.
They were really
And
nice.
none of the
Like, when we
three
walked
girls that we
in,
interviewed were
they were
members
like,
at the
oh, you
time.
guys are so cute.
And
We're like,
even
oh,
though we
Chloe,
we did
Timmy
kind of
and
leave the
Tiffany, and I
questions
was
there,
like,
they
oh,
just pretended they
cute.
were. They just kept
Cute.
answering as if they were still in Link.
Yeah, it was like a weird, like, how do we
Um,
ask them questions kind
I
of
want to make
thing.
sure I remove the right thing. There we go. And let me add this. The next one we'll talk
My
about.
mouse and Angie's screen. Why is it there? You see it?
The next one we'll talk about going back up the guest again.
What?
Is
Is that from?
That's from the video. That's my
Wasami.
mouse.
Oh,
from
that's
the
the whole video, not like from.
Yeah, that's not JD. That's not JD's mouse.
X
I thought it was
AKB48.
Oh, see,
Current
see, look,
soloist.
that's the cosplay.
Were you a fan
Yeah.
of
Hey,
either of you
her
fans of hers?
wig wasn't like crazy
Well, I know
color,
Tiff-
okay? It
I
was
just, I
like,
just know of her.
gray.
It's funny.
My hair right now is more like a wig than it is.
Keep
Why'd
going.
you stop it?
I don't, you guys, you two are talking. It's a lot easier to follow if it's just that.
Look at you.
Like,
I
didn't
okay,
realize
that's
how big
fine.
She was in AKB48.
I will say-
remember she was one of the members who came to who was like debuted in the US, like in New York. She wasn't one of the members who came to.
Sorry, I just want to hear
to,
my rant
LA
about
or AX the following year. But I knew of her, like, you know, doing the Anka songs, and I didn't actually realize she was a popular member, you know, like somebody who was in that many of the singles. Like,
Sorry, I'm
you
just
know,
watching the episode now.
Which came out in the interview. So I guess I'm not the biggest fan, but her set list was interesting. Did you watch it? Oh shoot! Hold on.
Technical errors.
Oh my god, embarrassing.
Oh, that was. I want to smack old Manuel. Why did I say shoot, not shit for starters? Oh shoot! Oh shucks! Oh gee, golly
Ew.
gosh, darn Willikers!
Ew.
Technical errors at A to J.
A more iconic duo.
There you go. Fun fact. I don't think I have. I think I lost the picture for years. I mind you, when I found it, this wasn't recent, like last week. It was like 3 years ago. I don't even remember when I posted that picture. I can't remember her name anymore. Iwasa Masaki, is that her name? I can't remember her name. The girl, the AKB48 girl.
Yeah.
When we took that picture with you, she didn't make us, but she kind of insisted that me and Angie take a picture with her. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know who took it. Well, you must have had the cameras because this was over the real camera, not with the phone. So I assume you took it. And I never like edited it or published it or whatever ever. And when I was like going through like files to delete a bunch of like unused photos, I came across it and I posted it like about like 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, oh look, we took a picture with her, and I forgot. Oop.
Yes, Manuel,
Yeah,
that is Iwasa Misaki.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Iwasa Misaki.
She did Enka song. I have no idea what happened to her after this. This is the last time I've ever seen her.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to her either. Not like I was like closely checking her, but
Yeah. Skip ahead a little. Nobody cares about her. Oh,
Basically, in my head,
there's
another
this is the
guest
good part.
that I felt didn't really need to be at J-Pop Summit.
Oh,
so
whoa,
I will
what the
say
fuck?
that I take all of that back. All of it back. They were amazing.
Okay, I'm
I don't know if
redeeming
you guys
myself.
noticed, but almost all the other guests came out to watch them too.
Do you remember that, by
Really?
the way,
Yeah.
Tiffany?
Well, I didn't see because I was on.
Which
on
part?
Well, you
the-
seem surprised there that when Tokyo
Gege
Gege Gay performed, all the other guests came out to like watch them perform.
Came out,
I
Misaki was
don't
out.
remember because I was probably
I
just
forget who else was
watching
out. Everyone was,
Really?
yeah, everyone was out.
normally.
What's funny about this interview, and I thanked Angie for this so many times. I did not want to do that interview. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I did not want to do the interview because we'd already done like 5 like we asked for I think 6 interviews. We asked for 7 overall. I think 1 we didn't get, but we ended up getting like all of them, and I kind of had a feeling we would. And Angie was so insistent we interview this group, and I was like, no. I don't even know why they're at J-Pop Summit. They're not worth interviewing. And when I submitted them anyway, because I'm like, fuck it. And then we got the interview, and I was so upset because they had to write all these questions. I'm like, Angie, you wanted them. You write the interview.
Yeah.
And she did.
That was a good interview. And then everyone shit on me. So it was annoying. I can't look at any of those comments because they're all like, wow, what is this girl doing here? Wow, can they just like have someone else interview or something like that?
They
It was pissing me off. I was like, well, you do it then, bitch.
That video has like 800,000 or almost 1 million views on YouTube.
Hey, it's not that much.
It is. It's at least 800,000.
Wait, really?
I'm not joking.
It was only at like less than 100,000 for the longest time. You're telling me that it's now.
Yeah, watch.
Like,
look, it gets thousands every month. It still gets.
Hell?
It's still.
Oh my god! It has 750K.
Yeah, and look at the.
Yeah.
and it's so hard to go through the. I used to delete that because I obviously have to go through them and figure out what they say. Or I used to ask you at first, but there were so many comments in there. I'm just like, they're just gonna keep saying it. So I just like.
It's so mean. They're so mean to me. It's like the only one too. Everyone else, like everyone else, like all the other interviews, it was fine. Like it was like the no one ever said anything about me. Like, well, not anything, but they didn't say like that much shit about me. In just that interview, people were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe Tokyo Gege is so good at like making sure the interviews like not fucking up and stuff like that." Yeah, okay, whatever.
I feel so bad, but yeah, that video has like that. It's annoying because we actually got to monetize it, not because of like not because like the channel, just that was when YouTube changed its monetization rule. So we had about a year that we weren't monetized the channel, but like up until that, I mean, even with that year missing, it was like the first year it was out. That video has made like $1,000 plus or something like that, like in ad revenue for a 10-minute video, and like has paid for the site for a couple years, basically back in the day. It's insane, and it was all for a video, an interview that I did not want to do.
Yeah.
Like it was like, and they're another artist that we got a picture with. I hope Angie has it because I don't. But
all right, I'm gonna keep going.
You can go ahead.
See them.
You're like, what, Tiffany?
Cool. Like,
I'm looking back at like the other interviews, like the views, how many views and stuff.
Oh, they don't.
It's 50K, but like Baby Raids is like 591.
I don't know if they're big in Japan.
Nobody cares about Baby
But
Raids.
presumably
sad.
enough known that the other guests were like, "Hey, I want to go out."
Hey,
and
but
see
all
this.
the comments
Or
on
maybe they just look
the
cool enough that the other guests
BAND-MAID
were getting,
one,
like, what's
despite
going on?
having 50K views, they're
Probably
all
also
very
because
nice.
they're a dance
Oh yeah,
group,
well, because everyone
so,
like
you know, you
fucking
can't
loves
just listen to
BAND-MAID.
them on the sidelines and be
It
like,
just
"Oh, they
means
sound
that all
good,"
the people
you know?
that
Versus the other
like
guests
Tokyo
are singing.
Gege were all like, well,
Mostly,
they're
so
mostly
you can just
Japanese people
kind
too.
of
They're
watch
just
them
like
from a
Oh,
distance
yeah.
and be like, "Oh, they
yeah,
sing
people are
good,"
nasty.
or
They're
something,
stupid.
I guess.
I hate
Are they
Japanese
still?
people. As a
Oh,
I
Japanese
know.
person.
I was gonna say like,
Oh, no,
damn Japanese people, they ruined Japan.
Especially when she performed.
You know what? I'm gonna put it right here,
drag contest.
Manuel.
Yeah, the Willy thing.
But yeah,
No,
It's like
the
Scott's-
no, the
Oh, the
JoJo one.
Japanese.
I'll never forgive the Japanese.
Oh, I'll never forgive the Japanese.
Or, you know, their in general, is that Mikey, I thought, was gonna come like in, you know, the
Yeah,
regalia
I
that
think I was the
he
most
pretty much showed me all
traumatized
the
by
time.
these J-pop summit
That was
interviews.
interesting.
We
I
did
thought.
so many, and there was like
'cause, like,
nonstop,
I don't.
and
Once
I was
again, I don't know
sweating
this.
for all
All
of
my
them.
info comes from.
Yeah,
And I
'cause
was
it-
not
it
like
was-
prepared for most of
telling
them.
me all this. about like
Yeah,
apparently he's
because
drag
I
queen.
think I can't remember. There was a con before it,
He's pretty
and
much always seen in drag.
AOD, I think, and they had
And so
not
I was
AOD,
confused.
No.
something
I
else
was
in the summer.
and then I was
But
also told he wasn't
they
gonna get the
called
interview.
us. Oh, it
So
was
first of all, I was
Crunchyroll
confused that
Expo,
he was
the first
there.
one.
What?
It was the
Crunchyroll
very.
Expo didn't happen this year.
I know, but it was the first Crunchyroll Expo in 2017. While I was at that con,
It did
the Eric
happen.
Jansen guy called
Okay.
me, like, because he's like, "Can I just call you?" Because he had to confirm all the times of the interviews. And he gave us like, and mind you, J-Pop Summit is a 2-day event, so we gave us 6 half, or maybe it was 7, I can't remember. But there was at least 6 half-hour interviews in like 2 days.
Oh my god. It was
And
insane. K-pop Summit was just I was like I think after that I told myself that I didn't want to do interviews really anymore. Like that wasn't my thing. I didn't like doing interviews.
yeah, I do think this was our peak in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I think we had a second peak with JD and Sylvia when they did a bunch of those interviews at AWA.
Yeah.
But like,
Welcome.
but yeah, but this was definitely a peak of like, and especially because like I said, we were at Crunchyroll Expo like 2-3 weeks before this, and I was getting ready for my month-long trip to Taiwan, which had taken place like the next month after this. So it was yeah. And I remember I was in Taiwan when most of the stuff got published. Because I left like I had Eric doing it, and maybe you. I don't remember. I think you and Eric both did some, and I just left Rose in charge to like get everything published, and I just went off to Taiwan. And when all this ended up happening. But yeah, it's funny hearing me talk about this interview, not knowing how big it was gonna blow up,
Yeah.
or that you were gonna get like fucking cyberbullied over it.
I know. Ugh. I hate them. Well, you know what? It's fine. I just don't read any of those comments anymore because they're all nasty. And it doesn't even matter. I mean, like, it's not like we interviewed them because we begged them for the interview. They asked us to interview them. So, like all the whoever was like in charge with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't they like, oh, can you interview this person too? Can you interview
Yep.
this person too? So it wasn't like we had a couple of them that we kind of wanted to interview, and then we were like, that's it. They were like, oh, can you also do this and this and this interview? So.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was some interviews that we were also. There was at least one I know that we waited for that didn't happen.
Yeah,
So,
I forgot who it was.
so yeah, there were some weird interviews like that. The whole event was just, oh man, that was so much. And then there was concerts, and we went to the concert. We got to see most of them live.
Yeah, I mean,
I
they were
remember-
good live. I mean, okay, the people that we interviewed were nice. Like none of them were mean or anything. Like they were all really nice people, and they were really easy to interview because they were all like friendly and stuff. Like it was like Tokugege. There's nothing wrong with Tokugege. They were actually really nice people. Like I had a fun time, even though I had like all these questions that I just only had seen like 5 minutes before the interview, and I was so frazzled. They're really nice and stuff. So was like everyone else that we interviewed. But it was just like the format and the location and the way that we weren't like entirely sure what time they were free, but we had like only this
Yep.
general time, and we were just like waiting around, and they would lead us up to the room when they were ready, and
Oh, I
then
about that
just the
kind of shit.
busyness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would like wait because all these interviews like on the second floor, so we would like wait for them like downstairs by the stairs, basically. I
Yeah,
think if
they
I
were, like, by the entrance, so we're just awkwardly standing by the entrance waiting for like the one lady. Was it the one lady that did all the interviews? I don't remember.
I think she was like the representative for most of them.
Yeah, I remember. It was like some lady, and she would be like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you up now," or "I'll take you up in this time," or "Can you wait for this many minutes?" or whatever. We're like, "Okay." Yeah.
And she was always running around. She would stop us like, "Whoa, just a little longer," kind of, and then run off.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was chaos.
I didn't realize Tokyo Gege is still around.
No, they're
I
not.
mean, well, they're still, their YouTube channel still has videos.
They disbanded already.
I don't know. The YouTube, well, people are still watching that thing, so I don't know about that. But
Well, I think they already disbanded as like a group though. I don't know
well,
why, but my internet's not showing me anything. So.
yeah. By the way, I am scrolling. I don't feel like watching the video to see who's missing, but all the videos I'm looking at only have 4 members, so one of them's gone. or maybe more of them, because maybe they replace someone. But yeah. Well, I don't know if they're doing new songs. All the videos I'm looking at are just a few covers, and these might have been during the pandemic, because like a year ago. I don't know. Anyway, skip ahead, JD. Let's go on back.
The homie, you know. But that was pretty cool.
Homie.
No, I'm actually being serious. Like I'm like, you know, like remember the year before I went to J-Pop Summit, I hung out with a few of the drag queens because they were hanging out at the Castro because that was when they had the opening party. And she was there. Well, not in drag, but she was there. As were a couple other San Francisco Bay Area drag queens, but yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about when
cool.
what was
this year? I don't remember.
Oh, didn't Heclina? Rest in peace. Didn't Heclina like?
I mean, I didn't recognize her name.
Wasn't she a host one of the J-pop summits?
Was it Heclina?
Well, she was there because that's what. Well, I already knew her because I was like friends with what the fuck's his drag queen name? Joshua Granel. He does movies. Oh God, I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, Peaches Christ. God.
Oh yes.
I already knew Peaches, and I remember, Heclina just passed away like a couple days ago.
Just happened. Damn.
It might not have been Heclina, but I know Heclina was there because I remember it was like, oh shit, like all these like drag queens were just like, because one of them was, I can't remember who the fuck it was hosting the year before the year Femme was there. I think there was even a Japanese drag queen, wasn't there? I can't remember.
There was, what's her name? She has the bob cut. She's on TV all the time. I forgot her name, but she's not like she's like a drag queen that's not like super performing type drag queen. She's more like just there.
Well, yeah, when they were there, I don't think that they were like in drag. That's the word. I'm like, what's the word?
Yeah.
I don't think they were in drag during the thing, but. Was Heclina one of the people that did did some of your events? I can't remember anymore. So I remember you the club events you would do. Who was that?
I mean, Heclina was part of some of it. I think they were part of Mother. Mother was like a big event that used to happen every month in SF, and they retired. I think it was Heclina, and maybe it was I don't know the person. I just not remember Heclina, but I would perform sometimes because like my drag queen friends would perform at Mother, and then but yeah, they used to be at the Oasis in SF all the time doing events there, but I think like pandemic happened and the events shifted around, so it's now like it was a newer generation of drag queens doing it, so. I don't know if he was doing a bunch of shows for a while, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just remember like I remember one time like because I mentioned Marjorie there at one point some kind of like it's obviously before the pandemic. I remember I was like forgot where the fuck we were, and I was talking about Peaches because Peaches is the one I really know.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I really know, I guess, in general. And it's like, oh my god, I know Peaches. Like you know, she hosts all these shows. You know, or not as a host, but she's part of these shows. You know that you guys were doing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even knew that you were part. Like you were doing like random. Not you were doing drag shows, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You were part of a drag event.
Yeah.
Drag events.
I think at this time I wasn't really a part of those yet.
Yeah, this is me just thinking it was interesting that they were mixing
That's funny because I didn't think that I was gonna be a part of that kind of thing until.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it. I mentioned it. I think one of the reasons I was bringing it up here was because they had told us that Mikey, who's like the main person in that Tokyo Gay group, that he wasn't gonna be there because he wanted to go like be drag. Go out and drag in San Francisco. Like he was gonna like just be gone that whole day until the performance, but showed up for the interview.
Yeah,
he was there. Yeah,
he was there. They were all there.
I wasn't expecting him to be there because like they had told me in advance. Like, no, he's not gonna be there. Like he already said he was gonna go dress up, be out in the town, like right up until the show. And I guess he waited till after. But yeah,
maybe yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense. Why would that's it? You can't go out and drag during the day, but it's like it was hot. Like, man,
it was hot. It was hot for San Francisco. So,
it was like chill out, man. And it was by the ocean, by like the water. Not the ocean. It was by the bay. And it was like, come on, it was still fucking hot.
Yeah, it was hot.
Anyway, let's skim ahead, JD. Let's go. I'm curious who we say next. What next?
Miku.
Oh, should I burp?
Miku said that basically she wanted to form a group, and so she had a friend that does
What about
guitar.
BAND-MAID?
And
Oh
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I was like,
so the friend
Miku?
was like,
Hatsune
okay,
Yeah, not
Miku,
Hatsune
but
Miku.
they can't just do it with a guitar and a
Hatsune
vocalist.
Miku.
So she had the guitarist.
Want me to skip ahead or
and
more? Or?
someone else.
Guitarist
A little more.
economy.
I like.
Like,
Oh, because I was about to say that Angie hasn't said shit in like a long time, but she finally talked there.
No, it's not.
I don't know what genre they are, but they're
it's definitely
definitely more of a
rock.
band, like rock sound compared to like, because people are gonna always compare them to baby metal, but baby metal is not the same genre because there's idols that.
Oh,
that have
we're trying to
metal
say that they're not
sounds,
metal.
but they don't sing in that way.
I don't think we're trying
And
to say
then
they're not
BAND-MAID
metal.
is a
I
band
think I was trying to say
and
that
not
baby metal
idols.
and BAND-MAID are not the same thing.
Ramen Shuriken, or is that Terry? Yeah, Terry meant. I mean, I know what your name is. I just
Remember
read it for some
Terry?
reason out
I know we're
loud.
talking about the
So
chat
just-
now. Remember Terry? Whatever happened to Terry?
I don't know.
Terry was an old homie. Remember, he was on the podcast a couple times, and like he was on A to J Talk. Fun fact. This is old drop. You remember Terry? He was the guy. He used to write for some other outlet. We had him on an A to J Talks episode. I know you were there because we had him on.
Oh,
and
I remember now. The white guy.
yes, he was British, and he said a certain word that I won't say out loud. It's a certain word that sounds a lot more harsh to U.S. listeners than it does because British people throw it around like crazy. He said the 4-letter C word.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he said it like just out loud a bunch of times. We're like, can you not say that word? Like,
it's like nowadays people actually do say it.
like,
yes, care. Can't believe he said
it's
care.
Care. But no, at some point, midway through the UPZ days, like episode 40-ish, 50-ish, we started having all these hot takes on the alt idol groups. Me and Yar.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, people were coming at us. I was scared.
And everyone hate. And I remember I used to say like, "Oh, it's so cool! People finally hate us now. We're gonna get all the fucking views and the clicks and like." Yeah. And we kind of did for a minute, but it was like, oh my god, it was just all hatred. It was just everyone talking all this shit.
It was from that one group. Those people that were they were like alt idol listeners, but foreigners or whatever, like Western listeners and stuff, and they were not
there's
happy.
about. Back then, there was about 50 to 100 or so of these same little core group fans who were like all from different parts of the world that were not Japan, who were just super hardcore for any alt idol group like BIS, fucking I can't think of all their names anymore. The Yukidashi, whatever the fuck they're called, and so on. But at one point, that Ramen Shuriken guy Terry, he was talking shit about us too. And he was talking shit about UPZ, and Nyaru went after him and was like, "Oh, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't even know us." And I was like, "Nyaru, don't!" But it was too late. And then like Terry's all like, "What are you talking about? I was on the show too." It's like I know that, like I know Manuel, I know Tiffany. I was like, Nyaru was making us look bad too. But anyways,
Nyaru doing the hot takes even back then.
Yeah, exactly. Nyaru like getting some Twitter drama on her own.
Yeah, IRL Nyaru and not now VTuber Nyaru doing the same hot takes.
Oh, skip ahead a little. Let's go back to this, JD. I think nobody cares about BAND-MAID. We've had all of our hot takes about BAND-MAID.
We didn't review BAND-MAID. Check that out.
Nope, still BAND-MAID.
So yeah, which is why I didn't feel like, which is another reason, to be honest, like not just because I don't really care for them, but also because I'd already seen them before, which is why.
You recognize this group?
I'm not losing sleep.
It's Baby Raids.
It's Baby Raids.
So
because
yeah.
Manuel doesn't like anything, and he's always negative, except for like one or two
Manuel
things
doesn't like
he likes.
You don't like anything, Manuel.
Barefoot is legit. Tons of idols do it. Funny thing you mentioned tons of idols do it. I can't remember the name of that song. I think it was the first song with Junjun and Linlin. There's a Morning Musume song where they're dancing barefoot, and that always. I remember the very first time I saw that video.
Yeah, barefoot. Why am I talking about this?
Yeah, it was the first song with Junjun and Linlin.
Talking about your foot fetish on the podcast.
I know. I'm over here like I like feet. I'm looking at all their feet. Look at thinking Manuel. Screenshot that, JD. That's like Manuel doing the think. The modern day thinker.
Oh god.
Okay, go ahead.
that. And I just remember seeing that song, the Dancing Barefoot, Morning Musume song, and I remember thinking that was just weird in a PV to see idols dancing.
Oh, I'm talking about Onani
It's random, but that's my barefoot idol
Shachi,
story.
whatever it's called.
Ade?
Yeah.
Yes, Daniel.
Yeah, I just had to throw that out there. If somebody knows what song that is, remind me in the comments.
I know what it is.
Go switch it up yourself.
Because I don't have my internet on. Anyway, I don't have my browser open. I meant to say I have my internet on.
I don't have my internet on.
Angie,
You don't have your
no,
internet
I saw the
on.
look on your face when I said that. You're like, what? What do you mean you don't have your internet on? Oh, for you just joining, what is this podcast about? It's a Japanese culture podcast, but this episode we're talking about J-Pop Summit at San Francisco. But anyway, moving on back to J-Pop Summit.
Japanese culture podcast.
Band raids? I call them band raids. Baby raids Japan.
You want me to skip again, or?
A group who, when we first started this whole J-pop
go ahead.
thing, in terms of this weird same thing.
By the way, apparently Angie was a fan of this group too.
Researching all this stuff, and I found
think
out that
she was like a little
17.
bit of a fan. Her
Like,
friend
you
is
like
more of a fan.
And,
Yeah, she liked one of their songs because
what's
when
awesome
it came on, like I remember,
that
like
has to do with it
we were
too,
standing
like,
next to
that
each other, and she got
people
really
spicy
excited, trying to get me excited. I had no idea what the fuck the
whatever
song was.
It also didn't help that I should
I
mention,
remember
too,
now
is that
what
when the
happened to
silence was happening,
Tokyo
at
So
first it was
all
just
of
like, oh,
them graduated except Mikey, and now it's just
Oh.
the Mikey solo project.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got the vibe even back then that Mikey was, not to say he was the only one that mattered, but
He was
he
like
was
the
the one that,
main
yeah.
person.
Like, I'm pretty sure if Mikey wasn't there at the interview, it probably wouldn't have got all the views it did.
That's also true.
Real fast about Baby Rage Japan. Do you remember First of all, I think they were only called Baby Rage Japan at that show. I'm not sure why they changed their name to Japan. I don't think that was part of their name, was it? It was just Baby Raids. I'm gonna Google this
Now
real
I
fast.
gotta look it up. No,
Yeah, I know.
they're called Baby Race Japan.
Oh, were they always called? Are they still
They
around?
were.
Oh no, it was. Never mind.
No, I mean 2018 was the last thing, but
Oh, they broke up the year after this. I like how
Yeah.
the main the picture on like the wiki is the outfits they're wearing here. It's like, oh, that was their last single, I guess.
yeah, I guess so. I don't. Maybe they did change their name because they have like a thing where it says all like their articles
think-
say like Baby Raids, but
Yeah, like I think they changed their name maybe it wasn't because of the show, but they changed it not that long, I think before-ish that. But yeah, apparently they debuted under Baby Raids. Anyway, I remember I can't remember which one's the leader, but it's one of those girls on the left. I think it's that girl in the middle on the left. I think she was like the leader during most of the talking, and she kept like delegating questions. And at one point, by the way, I cut this out of the YouTube version because it's just like it was so awkward. I had to.
Yeah.
She gave a question to the girl on the far right.
yeah.
Who's like 13 or something. She's like a baby. She's like the tallest one there, I know, but she's like
so quiet.
yeah. And do you remember when she got that question? She was like, I don't, she's something in Japanese, like maybe like oh no, or something like that. And then she just like kept shrinking.
Yeah.
And it got really silent, and she kept like shrinking into
It
herself.
was so awkward. I remember she was so awkward, and I felt really bad. Was she the one who caught the fly?
No, she was the one that a fly landed on her, and she like jumped. No, it didn't land on her, like flew by her, and she like jumped up and stopped the whole interview. And one of the other girls caught the fly.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember that the fly bothered her, but I don't remember who actually caught the fly. But that was like a thing during the whole interview was the flies.
Because it was like, even though the rooms were hot and disgusting, but when I say disgusting, I mean they were also run down. Remember, like they were like,
yeah,
there was carpet, but it was like ceiling.
Yeah, it looked like it was like storage unit rooms. Like
yeah,
meant to have people in it. But again, that's what Fort Mason looks like. I don't think they've upgraded since then either. I think Fort Mason still looks like that. So
it's like dingy wharf warehouses.
Yeah, one day they might clean it up, but I don't think they have a reason to. So it's just gonna take like that forever. Nasty.
Skip ahead, JD. Nobody cares about baby raids. Baby raids. It's me. Hold on, I want to hear this.
And
what's Tiffany
I think
saying?
they're slowly trying to get rid of like press because they figure press isn't much, like they don't care about press that much anyways. So they're like,
hey, what are we talking about?
We don't need press if we're gonna have these volunteer photographers that will do stuff for free and whatnot, and we can control them more. You know?
Oh, you're talking about Japan.
Maybe.
I think next
Yeah.
year they're gonna even like not let us in the VIP areas anymore.
Oh, we're talking about
and
J-pop
They're
some
not
stuff.
gonna even have that little stage anymore.
Okay, pause it.
And all we can
You
do
guys
is-
are so
Pause it.
negative.
Oh, Angie stretching. But no, do you remember how you guys fucking abused the VIP?
Did we? I don't remember what we did that year. The only thing I remember was that we stood in the pit.
Okay, no, okay. I didn't think we were allowed in the VIP room because typically that's not included with press. You're not supposed to go in the weird extra areas, but you guys went on your own. So you guys came up to.
I don't even remember what VIP area this was.
It was like a little building off to the side that had food and games, like a dartboard in.
I think they told us we can go. I don't think that we went there on our own accord. We wouldn't have gone to VIP if we didn't. I think they were like, "Yeah, you can come in" or something like that, and we're like, oh, "Okay." So we went in.
You
We
guys
were just
went and told-
looking. We didn't actually. I mean, it was the only thing that was there was like food or a drink.
there
or
was
something
food.
Like that.
Because like they had
Yeah.
box lunches on the table you could just take. Because I remember you guys came back and got me, or we did an interview, and I went back with you guys to go in there,
Yeah.
and like the food things also had little dolls, like little plushies,
Huh?
and I was obsessed with finding like two ones I wanted to put on my camera, which I kept for years. I had those on my camera for years, remember?
Yeah.
But so I opened a bunch of the food boxes to look for the things.
Oh my god, I don't remember I don't think I grabbed that much of the food. I think I grabbed a drink or something.
But I remember like, and you guys kept going back. I think I only went that one time. I did kind of abuse it.
Keep on going back. We went like twice, maybe. We went one time because we found out what it was, and then we went back again. I think with you or something. But we didn't have time to go a bunch of times.
Or maybe
we
we
literally.
It could have just been Angie, but at some point, I asked, I was like, "Oh, let's go back to the VIP room." She's like, "Oh, I went in earlier, and they said we're not allowed in there anymore."
Remember, I don't think I went in that many times because I didn't want to be kicked out either.
Yeah, no shade on Angie, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Angie who just went in and was like a little too loud or something like that, you know.
I think it was like certain staff was like, "Oh yeah, you can come in," and certain staff was like, "No, you cannot come in." So it was like very mixed. Like they didn't communicate with each other, I guess, to see like which one was the correct one. So it depended on like who was there.
On this, JD, I'm curious if I'm going to try to bring up the story or what Angie's about to say.
It's not even negative. I mean, it's true though. It's definitely
Oh, that's not Angie. That's
difference in, like
Yeah.
how they've been treating press.
Same old manual, still getting people confused.
Longer, but
Yeah.
from like last year to this year, it's not even us being negative. It's just probably gonna happen.
I don't remember how the
I will
press
say I don't know why they allow
anymore,
video
other
recording.
than the pit was terrible. I think it was like where
is because it's kind of stay competitive. You know, if other outlets are gonna have video,
everyone
then
else is doing
yeah,
it,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So we need
Might
to
as
do
well
it too.
we do it too.
But I honestly don't think
pause
video should
it.
be allowed. I do not know why that.
I remember this because there was another outlet. I've long forgotten their name. I think they were called Rock On Japan or something generic like that.
Yeah.
That would film every concert, and I mean like every concert, every Japanese concert for years, and just upload them. They would break them up into songs, but upload the entire concert onto their YouTube channel, like entire ones, and they ended up getting like thousands and thousands of subs because of this. And they were a pretty big channel, but all their video was technically like uploaded illegally.
Yeah.
And back then, I was very hardcore. I mean, still kind of am.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that like at all, especially if you're press. They give you the special privilege. You're not supposed to film like that. And just especially if you film, maybe cut it up, put some clips here, and they don't fucking just put the whole concert up.
Yeah.
Like they did. And if you remember at the J-pop summit between nights, one of the nights they did I can't remember the original Japanese name, but it's Sukiyaki. You know the song, right?
Yeah.
Kyu Sakamoto song. Well,
Yeah.
I don't remember. They did that song, like all the guests did the song together. And they told everyone that like there was no filming, but everyone filmed it and posted it. And a bunch of the guests, like the BAND-MAID people, I think Maine, were upset that it was on YouTube. Like not even like the next day, but like that night. Yeah.
That night.
The second they were done singing, it was on YouTube and it was shared all over the internet. I mean, the relative parts of the internet to them, and they were upset, and they were really enforcing the no camera things for everyone else the next day, which is fine by us. But technically, if you remember, even press, we were all allowed to film or take pictures. Like they gave us, we had like, I think we had like 6 press passes between us because we had like Tom was out there doing something else.
Yeah.
I can't remember who else was there, but it was like me, you, and Angie, and there was Tom, and there was like 1 or 2 others. But they only gave us like 1 or 2 camera passes.
Yeah.
That were like you would attach to the press badge, and Tom had one, and I think I had the other. And and technically even that was limited. So it was like, what? Like they really dropped the ball.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us really do anything with the press badge, and I think we weren't. They had like a area to like view the concerts and stuff, but it was behind like something, and it was really bad. Like the area wasn't great. We were like behind the VIP people.
Yeah.
So we couldn't see anything, and we couldn't even with the camera stuff. I think we couldn't even take good photos because we were behind people.
Yeah, I remember it was so bad. I remember like because like there was a camera riser we were allowed to be on, but it was way in the back, and Tom had to use that. So like whenever there was pictures of the concerts, it was him with his like shitty camera. And he would just take it like he would take just take 100 pictures, and I'm sure like 2 of them will work.
Yeah,
and there were some concerts where 2 of them did not work.
yes, the two only photos did not work.
I remember shout out to Ed. I remember he took a couple pictures, and I remember I remember at one point I would just like I just put it on Facebook. I'm like, if anyone has pictures of any other concerts or specific ones, can you send them to me? And like I'll credit you. I just need pictures, and I know some of you guys shouldn't be taking them, but there was some of you in the front, like who were probably taking them. And I remember Ed had a couple for not baby rates, Link specifically that I was able to use. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
JD, do you know who that is in the picture? And not Tiffany.
That's Tiffany.
No.
No.
You're an uncultured person.
Oh my God.
Sure. Who is it?
That's Maine.
I feel like I've heard some of her music if she's done anime openings, but I could not tell you what she looked like before this.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the fuck she ever did outside of Macross Frontier. Not Frontier? Yeah, Frontier.
Yeah.
I don't know what else she did outside of that, but she did do other stuff.
Done a bunch of like things, but it's just I just don't know. I know the songs and I don't know the animes because I don't watch those animes. What is it? I forgot.
See, you don't know either. I remember thinking that her interview was going to be the biggest one. And don't get me wrong, it was big, but it wasn't the biggest one.
It wasn't the biggest one. I think it's because she had so many other interviews before.
Yeah, that does make sense.
But like the thing with like Tokugege was that they didn't have such like not intense, but like such a long interview with video like that, geared towards American audiences like that, till we did it, I guess. And maybe the questions were like different or something. So...
I know, like I should look back on that interview and see what the fuck we asked, because they were all written by Angie, so like it was different. Because I've mentioned this before, but we have like a very like, mainly because I do a lot of the writing, so we have a lot of the same questions come up over and over and over. But that interview was different because like Angie was like asking weird shit,
Yeah, but
shit.
It was because she like knew of them or like knew what to ask, so it was good. Like the questions, maybe that's why people really liked it, because the questions were more questions that they would want to actually listen and like know about, instead of just like generic questions like about the group and then like, oh, what's your representative song or something, and that's it. So.
Yeah, we should interview Ghost and then have Angie interview them, and then it's like, here you go, Angie. This is your reward for the Gay interview from like 7 years ago.
Oh my God.
Okay, JD, go ahead.
Want me to skip ahead, or you want me?
Yeah, skip ahead. Nobody cares about me.
Oh,
I saw her when
standing there.
Yeah, and I guess like Tiffany's mentioning about like the newer songs. I haven't really followed.
Oh,
I used to
see,
follow Maiden a lot.
I'm
I've
talking
not
about
just
the fact that when
Macross,
she did the
followed
concert, I
a
didn't
lot,
recognize any of
right
the
up
songs.
until that
Yeah,
J-pop
because
summit
you
I
only
missed
know the
2014,
Macross songs.
and then I pretty much stopped following her for like the past 2+ years until now. So like,
Manual back then
and
is
like
not
even
different from
even now I
Manual
don't follow her. I
now.
just knew some
Yeah.
of the songs, I hear them peripherally, and so on. The Street Fighter V one has been in a lot of like
Street Fighter
compilations
V. She did a
playlists.
song for Street
I've heard
Fighter.
that a lot.
Hold
I
on.
guess.
Well, the
Hold on. Main Street Fighter 5. Yeah, she did this. Wait. Yeah, she did a song called Destiny. I like how 2016 or 17 Manual knew that song, but Manual from now has long since forgotten it. I don't know what the fuck that song sounds like. Apparently, I knew it. Okay. Sure. Was I lying? Nobody knows. Press play, JD.
the the ending theme one has been in a lot of videos. I mean to say, but yeah, I don't know. I was hyped for it, and then I kind of got unhyped as it started. I don't know. So that I think is the last of the guests. I don't think I'm forgetting anyone. That's the last
Oh,
of the
that's
guests.
the last guess
So
we're
we're
talking
pretty
about.
much done with this.
What the video is there?
Thoughts on G-pop Summit?
What? There's like
How
10 more
much more
minutes.
It was
Oh, I didn't realize
really-
we were already that far.
I
Hold
don't
on,
think
leave
it
it
was
there.
better than last year, to be honest.
No, I mean, sorry, I meant keep going. Sorry, I said stop it right there, but I meant
It was
I
good.
did-
I wish there was more things to do in the afternoon. It felt a little lacking.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual concerts were good. I enjoyed them, and my feet hurt from standing for so long, but I still enjoyed them.
There's a
I
thing on
sweat a
Angie's
lot
wall
because
that's
I was in
moving and
a
it's
lot.
bothering me that I see it.
But
Oh, it's
during the
because it's like
afternoon, if we weren't in
summertime,
the
so I
evening,
think
would have
it's
probably done
a
nothing.
fan on.
There's nothing to
It's like
do.
doing this.
Her
Yeah,
poster is
the booths
like
got a
probably
lot
not
smaller.
glued
Yeah.
down
A
or
lot
something
smaller.
or whatever.
And
Glued
those
down.
balls took
Oh
up a
yeah.
lot of room. For
We
no
didn't
reason.
mention that, but the layout was
Balls.
basically dominated by these big bouncing balls.
I was so scared of them. Every time me and Tiffany walked by them, I was like, Tiffany, don't
She
get
was
hit.
like this. She was like this the whole time. I was like, Angie, don't worry, they're soft, cushiony balls.
What?
Even
What
if they
happened?
hit you, they're just gonna bounce
Pause
off.
it.
She's like,
What did she say?
They were big. They were big balls that people would play with. Remember that? I forgot about that.
Oh god, oh yeah.
And she was saying that whenever you'd walk past, you'd be like, Tiffany, don't get hit. I remember
She'll say the same thing now.
Yeah, she's probably throwing them at you in the face. There's no. Okay, press it. Press it.
Press it.
I know, like the
she's
balls,
careful,
the balls.
careful, Tiffany. I felt bad every time I walked through. She's like, stop walking through the yellow lines, and I was like, I'm fine. And she's like, no, it's fine. I
And
wanted
she's just
to fuck
worried
her
for
out,
my
so I ran straight
well-being.
towards the ball, and she's like, no. Even
Why am I laughing in the mic?
place, and I was like,
I don't know.
It was interesting. It was, yeah. I feel like they put an effort to show off these like pieces, but they were like falling apart. Even the entrance, the sign that had J-Pop Summit on with different colors was really cool, but the J-Pop Summit letters kept on falling off. Kept
Yeah.
on peeling them off, and oh my god, like they
Remember
put
that.
so much effort
Yeah.
in previous years. Because I've watched them build all these booths and sets they used to do.
Oh,
And then
sorry.
Like,
Ed apparently said there was a live on Saturday for Link. I did not see that. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, sorry. Anyway.
I did everything for like probably a comment from an hour ago.
Oh my god.
yeah, well, I just think that they put less effort into the actual, like, look what we have to offer other than our acts on stage, I feel like. But that's me. I thought I really enjoyed J-Pop Summit in the past because in the afternoon I was busy doing other things not concert related.
Love
and
hearing
there
yourself
was, like,
talk,
other
Tiffany.
stupid things I can look
No,
at
I
or
hate it.
other freebie things that we can do or whatnot. And this time, not so much. I mean, that has nothing to do with music, but you know.
Angie, before I give my thoughts, I guess.
I thought it was fun just because I haven't been to J-Pop Summit in so long, but like Tiffany said, the afternoons are kind of lacking. It was like, oh, come try on this $400 rando set or like
Okay, I
Oh,
mean, I
yeah,
guess.
what was that?
I'm not gonna buy it, but sure.
Yeah, I misread it at first. I was like, oh, they're $35. And Tiffany was like, no, they're $350. And I was like, oh, never mind. Why would I want to do this?
Yeah.
Angie was gonna
Why
buy
would I
one.
wanna pay
Yeah, I would have bought one if it was $35
buy
too.
something else for that price?
Yeah, there wasn't too much to do during the day, but the night concerts made up for it. It just sucks have to wait so long. Sucks having to wait.
Yeah, and there's no
We
seating
wouldn't have
space
gone there in
really,
the
other than
afternoon
like
if we
the
didn't have
eating
work to
space.
do.
And
Oh yeah, there was nowhere to sit.
fun. So we were like basically like, where do we go? Where can we sit that we're not gonna die and overheat? Nowhere.
yeah.
Nowhere.
No, it's funny because you mentioned all that. Like, if you remember, I mentioned earlier I missed part of Misaki's live because I was outside. I sat outside for large chunks of the whole event. I've never been so bored at a J-pop summit before, so I will say
Dude, I'm
that.
talking
I
shit.
don't mean it's bad, cause, like,
And that's any different from
to
usual?
make up for it, there was other good stuff, to do sometimes, but I've never been so bored.
It was boring though.
Yeah.
I sat around a lot. It was way too hot inside of there. I don't know if I don't. I mean, I guess you can't.
It was like sometimes it was not hot and sometimes it was like way hot.
No, but the thing was, is like I don't remember that being a problem like that before, because it was like freezing outside. You
Was
go out,
it?
you go outside, and it was like you need a jacket and you're still freezing. You go inside, and it's like you're sweating, and it's just like it was ridiculous. And some of those
Sunday was a lot better.
some of those interview rooms we were in were ridiculous. Also, like some of them were just so hot.
Yeah. It was so hot, and like the guests were even sweating.
Do you
There
remember
was- you
J-Pop
could
Summit
tell
that
their
year
face
that well?
started to get more like visibly
Me?
oily or sweaty.
Yeah,
because
I
it
was
really
sorry.
hot in
We just
there.
watched the video for like
People
4
were,
minutes and I
doing
didn't
this
say
and
anything over it.
whatnot,
Well, not that long,
but
like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you remember it that well?
Like the actual J-pop summit and not the interviews? Not
Yeah.
really. I can't remember exactly who was there. Was World Order that year?
No, that was the year before.
Oh.
The year
Is it?
before, yeah, it was World Order. It was the other girl group, not band. What the fuck were they called?
Like Matsi or something.
They had a song called Cherry Bomb, and I remember.
Talk about Silent Siren. There was like another group too, though. There was like a Japanese theme group.
Oh, there was Gasharic Spin was the year before too.
Oh yeah, that I have not heard that name in a long time.
Are they still around? I
have
forgot
no
all
idea.
about them.
I never checked them out afterwards. So I don't know.
I remember what was that idol group that was there that year? The one that they jumped and you got a good picture of the jump. I forgot what the fuck the name of that group was. They did the workout song in the mornings with that one group. What the fuck was the name of the idol group?
What year was that? 2017?
16. The year before. Because that was the.
Was it Tokyo Performance Doll?
Was them? I don't remember. It could have
That
been
was
them.
the only. That wait, no, that's not the only. There's.
Because I remember there was. I remember they were just hanging around at one point, and we got like selfies with them because we were like in the press pit. And they were like,
wasn't it Tokyo Performance Doll that we got a
could have
selfie
been.
with?
It could have been them. I just don't remember their name. And I remember because Heidi was there that year, and I remember she's like, "Oh my god, so and so right behind us," and we look and it's them. So we just like not. I don't know if you were in that picture actually, because I don't think you wanted to do it. Me and Heidi just like backed up, and like I put my phone up and very unprofessionally got a selfie with them.
Yeah, that was. I'm looking at the guests for that year, and yeah, Heclina was one of the guests there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember I was like, oh, I remember it was weird because like I said, I know Peaches from like some movies we did a while ago, like some trauma related stuff. And I was all like, oh, it's like how weird to see like, and I think that was around the same time when like Molly and her trauma movie. I'm like, how weird my worlds colliding.
Yeah.
You know? But I remember that was the year before was the year Femme was there, and that, by the way, they're breaking up. Like I think now,
Oh yeah,
if they haven't already.
yeah. They're about to break up. Yeah.
And I remember like their big hit, they were new at the time, was like that was "Fuck Boys Get Money."
Yeah. That was
And
good. That was
when they
good.
were introduced, the MC was all like, "And the next artist is known for their song, Boys Get Money," and everyone booed him because he wouldn't say the word fuck.
Oh yeah, because they couldn't say it.
That was such a weird song to see them do live, like on that kind of stage, because it was daylight. Because I've seen them live before. They were at ALA one year. I didn't see them live there, but before that, they were at a club in downtown LA.
Yeah.
I think it's closed down now, but they were in a club, and I saw them there. It's different seeing that song performed in a club because the lights are, it's darker. There's like stage lights, but that was like at 4 p.m. during a well lit afternoon, and they were just on the stage doing that dance. So they're like on all fours, like
Yeah.
humping.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, there are children here, so
Yeah. There's
like, there's a child's booth over there. And the year before was the year you guys was when Garnadelia was there, and you guys won that dance thingy. Well, you were a
Yes.
special winner, special selection.
Yeah. But
Was
that
was
was
Angie a part of that?
no.
I don't think she was. Yeah,
No.
because it was like you, Heidi, Ami, Marjorie. What the
A
fuck was
bunch
an
of
Empire?
yeah, Empire, and then a bunch of the rest of the Odotomite people around.
Yeah, it was a giant group. There was like 16 of you or some shit. Like, oh, yeah, it was about that many. Man, good times, good times. Looking back on the old episodes, it's hilarious. It's like, I don't know how our audio sounds today. I'm sure this episode was a nice hot mess, but our mics were so bad back then.
Yeah, they. I mean, if you look at it, my mic is just the Razer headset mic. I mean, my
Yeah.
mic right now is also acting up. I need to get a new cord, but it's not as act.
Yeah, mine. Honestly, I think the mic is fine. I think I just need a new mixer. The one I have is the hand. I've had it for myself like 8 years now, and
Yeah.
it was already old. It was a hand me down because like they stopped using it at like the studio I was at. So like it's like 15 years old. I'm like, I need to replace that. But like Angie's mic, what the fuck was her headset? Her headset sounds like so crunchy.
Yeah. We were just using crunchy headset mics back then because we didn't know any better. We also probably didn't care. All we did was gaming, and podcasting wasn't really like our thing.
I
I
remember,
wasn't supposed to be like a permanent guest or anything either. It was just like whenever you guys needed someone.
yeah, and it's funny because looking back on the early UPZ episodes, like I mentioned, the very first episode was supposed to be the way the whole show was supposed to be, where it was like me, Yaru, and Heidi.
Yeah.
And obviously that didn't work out in the long run. But then like the first 15 or so episodes, and I might go through them and see if I can upload them somewhere, maybe make them Patreon exclusive or some shit like that. But like it was the weirdest mixes of hosts because there was an episode where it was just me and Tipu. There was an interesting episode where it was just me and Angie, which I talked about this before, even with Angie. I'm like, I never thought I talked to you enough to just have Angie on. You know?
Yeah.
Like even here, I'm like, that's interesting. But and there was a couple where just you, and then eventually the Nyaro thing settled in, like by about the teens of the
Yeah.
episodes.
I don't even know who's consistently on the podcast anymore because
Well, anymore it's
only-
different, yeah.
Huh?
It's changed a lot recently.
Yeah.
But it was me and Yaro for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. When did it stop being you and Yaru?
When she went on Twitter, the second Twitter part 2.
Oh no, I don't even
Not-
know when that is.
Yeah, that was about like 6 months ago now, isn't it? Oh, it's actually, no, it's been about a full year because it was around the time of
That's very different. 6 months and full year.
yeah, it was like around the summer, so we're nearing the summer again. So yeah, it was about a full year.
Oh wow.
Oops, Rip Nyaro. Well, I think she's doing even better now, but Rip Nyaro on UPZ. And yeah, we're talking about rebranding it anyway. We were supposed to
Oh,
rebrand it for episode 200 and just like start again.
Like rebranding it how?
Like maybe bring Hina on. Obviously,
Hina?
JD's around.
Yeah.
Manuel, are we done with the episode?
Yeah, we're done with the episode. You can switch us back to the other thing. I don't care how we're gonna close it. We're gonna close this episode in a second. Tiffany needs to go, but I don't care how. I don't care how we close that episode. If you remember, we had the same issue. We had it even worse back then, where we didn't know how to end an episode.
Yeah.
So we were just like we were doing that. We had 10 more minutes, and how the fuck did we say that's it for the content? And we had 10 more minutes of the video.
That's it.
But yeah.
We were just like, okay, bye, or something like that, and then it was really awkward. We just waved.
But yeah, and it's funny because UPZ has like I wonder who watches this on YouTube, because it gets a decent amount of, well, some of the episodes get a decent amount of views, and some of them get a lot of views. And people only comment usually when there's like something weird I say, or occasionally when I ask for likes at some point in the video. Like, by the way, if you watch to the end, hit a like, and then this video might get 10 likes. And I'm like, how'd that happen? They listen, but they don't say anything.
Why don't you say right now?
Yeah.
Why did you say for this video? You don't want any likes for
yeah,
this
like if you if you want Tiffany around.
Hey, then it's gonna look like, if they don't like it, then it's gonna look like they don't want me around.
And make sure to comment your favorite J-pop act.
I remember there was comment your favorite J-pop act. Comment if you're here for Tokyo Gay Gay Gay. I'm gonna put them in the thumbnail.
Oh my god, no!
All baby. Tokyo Gay 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 interview.
Oh, just comment what your ideal J-pop summit lineup would be.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna superimpose it somehow, like on After Effects editing on YouTube. It's like, hey, all the Japanese viewers, if you have anything to say about the interviewer, here she is again, 7 years later.
Repeat oh my god, I'm good. I don't need the cyberbullying harassment.
It's so funny because like some of those comments, and it's just, well, it's probably not funny to you.
They're not around anymore except for Mikey, so.
It's like, your group broke up. No one likes you either.
No, not that, but
anyway, wrap it up. Before I forget, shout out to everyone. Patreon.com/AJ-Connections. Tomorrow we should be playing Final Fantasy VII, me and Warren. And then Fridays more drink talk roll, D&D with the homies. I might try to get like Rachel on or something. Because I'm trying to convince her to like play D&D with us and other shit. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Next week, Hina will be on, and I think we're gonna talk idols or maybe OnlyFans. I don't know.
They're two very different things: idols or OnlyFans. I don't know.
Two very different
Then it's anime.
Anime, yeah, then it's anime. We have some homies on, and then we'll probably rebrand. I've been thinking about funny names for the podcast. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And everyone, come see us at Fanime. That's the end of next month.
Yeah, that's.
Tiffany will be performing. I'll be panels, and there you go.
I'll be at a panel.
What panel? Oh, the JV.
What do you mean? What panel?
Sorry, my brain like exploded there. I forgot. Yeah, we're doing a JV panel. Oops.
Yeah, so I'll be at least one.
You can come to the 90s, dude.
What time is the 90s one?
Right before the JAV one.
Oh, really? Then I can probably make it.
But anyways, can come to all the panels, like everyone. But yeah, that's it. Peace out. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Peace, peace, peace. Like.